Hey, I'm Carlos Lago, and up next is a free episode of Daily Fix, which airs exclusively on MotorTrend OnDemand. Every weekday, we take you behind the scenes and give you a deeper look into the personalities and cars that make up this whole thing. If you like what you see, go check out a free 30-day trial of Daily Fix exclusively on MotorTrend OnDemand.
Like I shoot pool left-handed, I shoot guns left-handed.
Who do you punch people with?
Left.
So welcome to Hand Talk.
Oh, I got a Lamborghini!
It's weird, it's almost like it just showed up.
Dude!
Which is the name of this kind of sub-show.
Hey!
It's like we planned this. Hi, Johnny.
Hey, Carlos.
How you doing?
Well, since I did a video with you 20 minutes ago, pretty good.
It's Friday, 3-day weekend, and there's an Huracan in front of us, but not just any Huracan. This is
the Huracan LP 580-2.
That's LP is
Longitudinal posterior.
okay.
So it means the engine goes front to back and it's in the butt.
Okay. As all good things.
And
580 is.
It's in front of the butt, actually. Anyways.
Let it go.
580 means that the 5.2 liter V10 makes 580 Italian horsepower.
Metric horsepower.
Yeah. It's not even that, it's like Calavari.
No, it's metric horse. That's the Italian translation for metric horsepower.
But you know, every country, like Germany actually has like DIN or whatever, which is a standard that went out in like 1979.
Yes.
But it's metric-ish horsepower.
But it's almost as if each country had their own language
572
that they translated
horsepower.
horse from.
Yeah. 500. Shut up. No, the Germans didn't. The Germans is like not horse. It's something else. It's like.
But here in America, we use American horsepower.
572.
Which is less?
572 horsepower.
You'd figure American horsepower would be bigger.
Oh, well, no, we're just honest about it. The Europeans have to like inflate everything. But the big news is the dash two.
The 2, yes.
580-2.
That's the number of driven wheels.
Yeah,
And
only rear wheel drive.
I was going to say it was the right side drive.
No.
Because that'd be fun.
That'd be cool.
That'd be great.
No.
Rear drive.
Yeah, that means that the prop shaft that runs forward and the front differential are gone.
Doesn't exist.
And that means that we weighed a Huracan that was European spec. It was 3,400 pounds.
Yeah.
This might be 3,200 pounds.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like, everybody wants, who don't drive a lot of sports cars really hard, everybody's like, I want an all-wheel drive sports car. And you really don't, unless it's a GTR or a 911 Turbo or like a Golf, a Focus RS. Like, there's a very limited number of all-wheel drive systems that work well for handling.
Very limited.
Few.
I would actually say the Huracan, the Euro spec ones, not the prototype that you drove on the launch.
Yes.
Which I know was a bag of
which had some
bad
issues.
things.
Yeah. There was a lot of discussions about that car afterwards.
And we had an American spec one that was 3,600 pounds. Somehow it was 200 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Because it had like airbags, whatever.
Sure.
But didn't drive so hot. But the Euro spec all-wheel drive was brilliant. However, I suspect this will be even more brilliant on dry pavement.
Yeah, you know, when you have the front tires trying to do turning, braking, and acceleration,
it's not good.
It's not good.
Yeah.
You take away the acceleration, then they focus on turning and braking, and then you have the rear where all the mass is at doing the acceleration, and that's what you kind of want, you know, theoretically.
Well, so lots of kids always say, like, what's the best performance upgrade I should do? Should I put a downpipe? Should I get rid of the cats? Go to driving school. That's literally, and you'll be 10 seconds a lap quicker.
Yeah.
However, very first thing they teach you, day one of driving school, a tire can either brake or accelerate or turn. Cannot do 2 or 3 things at once. So this should be better. The other thing, though, two things we should talk about. Why do they lower the power? So it drops from 602 horsepower to 572.
Why did they do that?
I think a couple reasons. I think that 500 some odd horsepower is kind of really the functional limit for rear wheel drive. Of course, you could put more power to the rear wheels and you get a Hellcat.
You say this as someone who drives a Hellcat every day.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like functional performance.
Performance.
There's non-functional performance, which is the Hellcat.
Yeah. No, I mean that's functional, but it's not. All that function doesn't translate to speed.
Right.
It translates to you grinning like an idiot.
And smoke. I ran into Jim Glickenhaus at Pebble, and we had a talk about his car. And he was just saying that, you know, if car makers were honest, 500 horsepower is the max for rear-wheel drive. Beyond that, you need all-wheel drive. The other thing is, because it has less power, they can lower the price.
Yes.
So as this thing sits, $221,000.
What was that European all-wheel drive version?
I think 250 base, 270 something out the door.
Okay.
199,000 is the base on the Dash 2.
Yeah.
which, I mean, okay, that's ridiculous money for everybody. However,
Yeah.
McLaren 570S, which is two-wheel drive, it's about that price.
It's all in that range.
Yeah,
What's 488 now? For a 488.
488 is 250, 270
well
to
above,
start.
because
But like
they get the Prancing Horse
Turbo
Premium,
S,
right?
Porsche Turbo
Yeah,
S is
yeah.
185, 190. Fully kitted out AMG GTS rear-wheel drive. Might be able to get to the 180. So
Yeah.
it's competitive.
Yes.
And
yes.
it's got a real advantage over all those cars. Look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's you can't like not take a picture of this. You have to take a picture of this all the time. Like my phone is like I can feel it vibrating, like ready, just like do it.
I mean,
It's a stunning looking car.
yeah, and you know the front and the rear are slightly different on the Dash 2 than on
What
the
do they
Dash
change?
4. I forget with the front. You would ask me that. I think
It's almost like you brought it up.
I'm gonna guess like this is a cheaper part.
Yeah.
And that's it. And the back is I don't know something else.
Can we see the engine?
Yeah.
Can we?
I
can
even
we pop
might even
it?
know how to pop it.
You know how to pop it?
I think
well,
you
before
gotta-
you do, let's
yeah.
bring the camera over here
yeah,
and
the
show
louvers. Yeah.
louvers.
This is the greatest louvers ever. Look at
Louvers
that.
are amazing.
And I think this is what's different about the rear end. Let me just double check. Oh no, there's a lot different. You'd have to see the other one side by side, but I'll get to that. But the other one is glass, you know, so you can
Yes.
you can see through it. This one they got rid of the glass. It looks like, and just did they get rid of the glass? Yeah, and just have the louvers.
There was so remember the Murcielago Super Veloce
Yeah,
had the glass. Super Veloce, excuse me.
Veloce, that's right.
Had the glass on the louvers, and I remember popping the hatch one time. One of the glass pieces just fell off.
That was the old days.
It was pretty great.
What they also changed, so on the standard one, you see how these taillights go down?
Yeah.
The standard one, they just go straight across.
Yeah.
The standard one, it looks like the rear end of a Miura, and they just inverted it 180.
Yeah.
And this one, they actually changed the design a little bit. And
This keeps catching my eye because this is a really interesting, complex arrangement of
is
these.
that going to show up on camera? It is rad, right?
Six. What's the six?
Hexagon.
Shape? Hex is 5.
Hexagonal.
Hex
No,
is 5,
Penta
right?
is 5. Hex is 6.
That's right. Hex.
Yeah. Hex key.
Go to school, kids.
Stay in school.
Stay in school.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
But I got into a fight with a couple of billionaires at Pebble. This is what you do. at
Really?
Pebble. Yeah. Well,
Did anybody get hurt?
We were talking about Lamborghinis,
Yeah.
and I was saying, they were saying how great the Aventador looks. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, the Aventador is cool, but it's all kind of done with like a straight edge, you know. And I'm like, this is straight edges and curves. And so the fight was, I said, look, the 3 best looking Lamborghinis of all time are, in this order.
No.
Countach.
Nope.
You listen. I'll give you.
LMO02.
Win. All right. No, hang on. Okay,
LMO02.
yeah.
Espada. Everything else.
Okay, yeah, but I'm talking. Okay, so I said it's the Countach,
Wrong.
the Miura,
yeah,
and
Miura.
then the Huracan, and they were flipping out. They're like, the Miura's the best looking. I'm like, Miura's like the most feminine and the prettiest.
Miura is the prettiest,
but
for
the
sure.
Countach, all Lamborghinis answer to the Countach.
But for the wrong reason, because Lamborghini made some amazing looking cars before Countach, and ever since
You
they're
mean
still
after
doing
Countach?
Before Countach.
After Countach.
Before
Countach was 71. They
Countach
didn't
was
do
the
much.
change of Lamborghini design.
No, hang on though. They didn't do anything. Before Countach, they did the 350, they did the Miura, and then the Countach.
Great looking cars.
Yeah, the 350 is okay.
So the angular Countach design, the only thing that I think that really worked. Are you making a TP?
I'm saying all Lamborghinis must acknowledge the Countach.
They should acknowledge Miura, not Countach.
No, wrong. Countach is better. Countach is better. You heard it here, kid. You heard it here first.
I-
And this acknowledges the Countach, not the Miura. The only thing it did on the other one has the Miura in. This is Countach, baby.
This is a lot of
Louvers.
Countach. The only thing I think that really worked on Countach was LMO02. There's only.
That was LMO2. That's the
Countach on
SUV.
that.
That's great.
So let's look at the engine. We haven't done
Yeah,
that yet.
all right.
We're
But-
talking
but-
about.
as long as we're
Design.
as long as we are just all agree that Carlos is totally wrong.
It's actually my show, so we can just edit this out at all time. We can cut.
Is it really his show?
Make a super cut of Johnny saying Carlos is right. So Johnny, I've seen you say 3 words throughout this episode. Yeah. My name is and right. At some point, we can make that work.
Remember how I said I can open the back hatch? That's on the Aventador. It's been about a year since I saw one of these.
So while Johnny's attempting to open the rear hatch, because you can't call it rear glass anymore, I'll just say one of the things I really like about this exterior is that the only 2 colors on it.
I got the front open.
Nice. Red paint and this sort of flat black trim. It's not glossy, it's not chrome, it's not painted. There he goes. It's this really nice color scheme.
So kids, when you gotta open the rear hatch, you gotta have the accessory mode on.
Of course. I can hear some solenoids popping and shedding over there.
That it's going to start a fire. Hang on. Oh, I think we started the fuel pump.
Oh yeah, I can hear it clicking. So how big is this V10?
A 5.2 liter.
5.2 liter V10.
Yeah, same as the Audi V10.
Yeah.
In the non-2 car, this isn't here. You can see more of the stuff.
More of the stuff.
The stuff.
Yeah. And the interesting thing they showed me way back when is that the engine's actually offset. So like the
Yes.
center line is of course where this where this brace crosses, but the engine's actually offset a little bit because of packaging for the all-wheel drive, I believe was the issue. And it's still like that now because I would imagine it would be very difficult to change all that.
Right, and remember again, so the all-wheel drive packaging, you have to shoot a drive shaft all the way to the front of the car.
Yeah, and that's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, like things can't occupy the same place at the same time because that gets really bad.
Yeah.
This is cool. There's a little vent here for this. What is that cooler coming through here?
I'm sure this thing has so many radiators.
Yeah, a lot of coolers everywhere. It's kind of a bummer that there's so much cladding and stuff around this.
Well,
You
yeah,
know?
like I said, the other one that is under glass,
Yeah.
they clean this up a lot more. Like
Yeah.
this piece isn't here, and I don't know what is, but yeah. So, but again, this is why you're paying $50,000 less.
Yeah.
If you don't get that.
I kind of feel like this could be a little bit more, or like this should be like a museum piece. You know, this should be like a modern art right here. When you pop this, it should be like a jewel box opening up. And this is kind of, it's nice, but it's not like, oh my God, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they want people to buy more expensive ones, so they make the cheap one not as nice.
This one's all about driving, right?
I've never driven it.
Me neither. Let's hop inside.
Okay.
You know what they say, Johnny?
No.
You should be a hurricane, not a hurricane. That was bad. Let me do that again. That was terrible. I messed up my own joke. Johnny, don't be a hurricane.
Carlos, don't be a James Caan, be a Huracan.
A James Caan?
Huracan? My joke's exactly as terrible as your joke. So
No, mine don't be a hurricane. That's pretty good. Be a hurricane.
What are you fidgeting with?
I'm fidgeting with the start-stop cover that it covers the start-stop button. That's why it's called the start-stop cover. That was redundant. But what I'm admiring is that they've actually like damped the throw on this thing.
But what I still hate is it's got a cutout, right, so you can stick your finger through it and start the car, whereas on the real Lamborghini, the V12, someone called the Aventador, you have to lift it. You can't start the car without lifting it.
It's gonna beep at me now. No, we're good.
Yeah.
What this really should be is a clear piece, not glass.
Sapphire, like on a really high-end watch.
Yeah, that like you could
Can't scratch it.
You could smoke it like different colors, and like that could be on the options. Like, hey, Lamborghini, if you need some guidance on how to make this really attractive and get more money in the process, let me know.
So I was at a Rolls-Royce party, as you do when you're in Pebble, and they had a vendor there, and the vendor, like, let's say your cat or your mom dies, they will take your loved one's ashes, put them through a process, and produce a diamond, which you can then get stuck into the clock on your Rolls Royce.
Of course. That's really weird.
That's really freaking weird.
We have the technology's really neat, but that's also really weird.
It's kind of grotesque. Right?
Yeah, a little bit. What else is going on right here? So you have this start something, and you've got this like Star Trek looking.
Well, here's what. Yeah, this is reverse. You pull up, you go in reverse.
Yeah.
But what's goofy is like on a Honda Pilot, for some reason I hate this, and on a Lamborghini I like it. Because Honda Pilot's basically the same thing.
I mean, if you want to be real reductive, yes, it's a shifter that uses
it's
buttons.
a bunch of buttons right here that changes gears.
Yeah,
and
but
I hate it on the NSX. I don't even like it.
I don't like this reverse thing. Like that. That
should be throttle, like a boat.
Actually, it's pretty cool. But it should go forward, you know,
right?
because you're going fast, right?
Yeah.
But you get in. So this is park manual mode reversed. And then you get into gear by actually using these shifters.
Yeah, probably.
The paddles, and these are metal. That's really nice.
Yeah.
They feel really good. They have a nice like.
Got great dual clutch.
They feel like they're just slightly sharp enough. Like if they were any sharper, they'd cut you.
Yeah, no, that's
but
nice.
they're just underneath, and that's
nice.
You want a car that feels slightly dangerous when you shift.
Where do you fall on the column-mounted versus wheel-mounted shifters?
I don't mind column-mounted so long as I can grab them when I'm coming out.
So in other words, these are big enough that
these
they
are
work.
big enough so I can grab it down here. I can grab it up here. Like, you know, if you want to get real SCCA autocross, you know, nerdy, you don't shift while turning. That's the thing you don't do,
Never,
right?
ever.
But sometimes when you're coming out, or if you have a long sweeping turn, you need to grab that upshift. It is nice to be able to, you know, grab that upshift when you have like that much wheel in, and you can do that right here. But what's weird about this is that all the controls are here on the wheel. So you have your drive mode selector on the bottom here. You
Yep.
have your turn signal selector
Yep.
here. You have your windshield wipers here.
Yep.
Everything is right here, and I don't like that.
I like it. I don't know about the turn signals, but I do like the spray dirty windshield button. What are those
How
called?
often do you use that?
Oh, if it's dirty, and let's say you're doing this, you're going really hard on a mountain road, and you hit a mud puddle.
Yeah.
It's just bam, without even having to think, you can just clear it off.
I
think it's good.
I probably use the windshield washer sprayer like once every 3 months.
Oh, I use it all the time. In fact, well, when I used to work for Lemons, when we rented cars, we would always return them with this empty. So
Perfect.
I'm in the habit of
Yeah.
just holding it for 5 minutes
So
to
next
pump a whole
time-
quart out.
Next time at Urcon's at Lemons, this will be perfect for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's good.
I'm glad you thought that up. Yeah.
And what's even weirder is that the passenger in this car has nothing to look at.
I mean, the road.
I'm in the road, and then there's like these digital
Yeah.
gauges, which we'll get a
What
cut
does
and
the
shot for
passenger
that.
need to look at anything for?
Like, so the entertainment screen, like you don't, like your passenger doesn't do anything when they're riding with you. Like,
Oh, I see what you're
look
saying.
at
I see what you're
stereo
saying.
control.
Well, they
stuff
can
like
tune
that.
it here. I mean, it's
But
all.
can you see this dash?
Yeah, I can see it really clear. That's a very legible
Yeah.
display. You know, the other thing is, the Huracan at 2 years old is already old.
Yes.
So on the Centenario, which I got to drive, that
the
crazy
Centenario.
Yeah, the crazy $2.4 million Lamborghini.
Lamborghini.
It's awesome. But they have a whole new thing that actually fits right here, and it's
That's the screen.
yeah,
Okay.
and it looks like
works.
it looks like off the Volvo XC90. I bet it's the same supplier,
Yeah.
but it's really nice and it does everything, and it has a million different things to play with, like laps with telemetry and this and that, and it'll tell you how to like improve your lines.
Yeah. I want the fewest things right here as possible.
Really?
Like I want a big tack.
Yeah.
And I want a digital speedo.
It's got that.
That's it. But
Okay.
then it has like nav and
You
time
can
and
probably
stereo.
shut all that down here. Let's see. Let's see here. This is some really good video we're making right now.
This is the best. This is all Johnny too.
This is Carlos. You
This
said
is
you
all
wanted
Johnny.
it. I don't know how to do it. I bet you could do it.
I mean, so
I
the
bet you
R8
could
has
do
a
it.
way to make it.
Oh, the R8 has. Well, okay, now hang on. That's not fair because the R8 has virtual cockpit.
Yes.
Which is the greatest thing.
And it
It's
has
really
a
good.
way to make that
You could do
make
whatever
the
you
tack
want.
more apparent and stuff. But there's still a lot of like graphic stuff happening. Like, you know, one of the reasons you know I really like the minis, the previous generation minis, is this was just a big analog tack.
Yeah,
with a
because
digital
everything's
speedo.
right here.
Exactly. That's all I want to see looking forward is just an analog tack and a speedo, or maybe a digital tack, but nothing
I'm
else.
going to just go ahead and say you're not really Lamborghini's primary customer.
You know, neither are you, right?
Shut up.
This is true. People
Yeah.
that we know who actually do buy these things really enjoy it. So, like, right, what do we know?
I don't know.
Yeah, but I still think this should be a smoked piece of glass.
Or at least covered for sure. It can be
Covered,
anything.
yes, yeah,
You
or
could, look,
sapphire,
if you
yeah.
want pewter, no, what would you want pewter? Carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber, diamond. Make it whatever you want it
yeah,
to be, right?
meteorite?
Yeah. You want it to be 3D printed?
Yeah.
Like, dude, we could do that.
I want a meteorite.
We'll go grab one, bring it
Yeah.
down.
Well,
Yeah.
they have those. You can get like
It's-
meteorite
it's-
jewelry and
They'll
stuff.
never say no. They only say how much it'll cost.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
Well, I don't know if Lamborghini's in that game yet, but they should be.
They should be. That's
Yeah.
Otherwise, this interior is really attractive.
It's good.
You know, they keep the hexagon motif thing going on
Gotta
right
do
there,
it. And
which
here
is
on
nice,
the vents,
and the
look at
vents
that.
as well everywhere. It's even in the vents and
Here,
the vent
on the
itself.
airbag cover.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing how hard they stick to that. But
One thing I don't like though, and this is an Ed Low-ism, but $221,000 cars, I don't know if you can see this, shouldn't have blanks.
yeah, there's a block off.
I don't like
What
blanks.
is there?
I bet it would be for phone. I bet it'd be like
Bluetooth?
answer, hang up, and
This thing
whatever.
doesn't have Bluetooth.
It probably does, but they got rid of the buttons.
But then why?
I don't like
Yeah,
blanks.
you shouldn't
You
have.
shouldn't have
a
blanks
block off
on-
plate on
yeah.
a $200,000 car. That's true.
Yeah.
You know, you sit low in this thing, you have no rear visibility
Well, because you have
because of the
you have
louvers.
glass, Yeah.
Louvers are cool, but like you cannot see behind you.
You got humongous mirrors that work really well. That's all you need.
Yeah,
and
it's
they're hexagons.
And you have a backup camera hidden in here somewhere.
Probably.
You do. I programmed.
Probably.
But also, like, these are nice. These little switches here. They feel a little bit plasticky. I kind of wish they were this material, this metal.
They're metal.
They feel plasticky.
Really?
Yeah. The rocker motion's pretty nice though.
I think they're metal.
The way that goes down.
Boy, well, that one feels plastic. Maybe you're right. Maybe they're
Maybe,
plastic.
maybe I'm right. That's the first time. Actually, I think we got him to say. I think we got him to say Carlos is right. I think we've
I
done
think
it.
maybe Carlos is right.
I hope we have enough time to take it through a spin.
Carlos is maybe right.
Carlos is maybe right. We can just cut out the maybe. I hope we have enough time to take this for a spin. But we're
Let's do it.
running out of time.
Let's
We
do
got
it.
to sit the live show.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
We'll do that. Thanks for watching. Here's what you missed last week on Daily Fix, exclusively on Motor Trend On Demand. If you had to elevator pitch the Hellcat, what would you do?
It's got 707 horsepower and your car doesn't.
Miles per hour, horsepower, pound-feet of torque, inches of mercury.
Oh, I got a Lamborghini! I think that 500 some odd horsepower is kind of really the functional limit for rear-wheel drive.
Ferrari or Lamborghini?
Porsche? I'm Carlos Lago, and if you didn't watch last week's Daily Fix, you should do that now. It's exclusive on Motor Trend On Demand.